Hello everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. This is part 4 of Summertime Sadness with Euro USD. We're into the final week of August. Pretty exciting. Yeah, if it looks pretty dark on the camera, it's because it is. It's about 8:30 on a Friday night. Just really want to go through the charts today. It was a really good day for Euro USD today. There was pretty much 19R available and maybe a break-even trade. I wasn't able to get the 9R trade unfortunately, but the 10R was perfect part of my plan, so worked out really good. But always keep pushing, and we'll go into the back testing pretty much. If you want to see my full top-down analysis, go check out part 1 of this series. What I'm doing to save a bit of time is I'm just continuing straight on. So you'll see I've already got some markups, but these are all from the last 3 weeks. So check out part 1, 2, and 3. You're going to learn a lot and see exactly how I trade. But I'll run through a little bit. We haven't moved so much in the months really. Just been, we tapped into the daily, I think back in the first week. Then we rejected here out of a bit of a daily point of interest up there. And we've just been, pretty much just dumping ever since then. We're still in this daily demand. So the potential for longs to be pushed up. One thing I will mark out now, it is a little bit messy, unfortunately, but this area here. So we pretty much have this internal daily leg moving down, a big sweep, and then sort of an internal daily break of structure there. And this was the big area that led to that. So I'm going to mark that out. It's quite significant, and we'll see if that comes into play at some time. Otherwise, we're looking for strength out of here, looking for weakness out of here. Not really that much more on the daily to show. So we're in an daily uptrend, so we're expecting some bounce at some point, but this is a pretty bearish push down. So let's see what we get this week. Let me just jump on the 4-hour. I pretty much just work with the daily, the 4-hour, and the 15-minute time frame. If you've watched any of my videos before, you'll see that I'm pretty much day trade. I do day trade. Intraday trades, usually holding no longer than a full day. Depending on where my price is, I may close out or leave overnight, but it has to be quite going my way, and I have to be pro trend trades as well. So go back and watch some of my other videos if you want to know my confluences I use for my order blocks. I've got quite a good set of backtesting videos there, so you can deep dive into that. I've got some nice ones about the different types of setups and the targeting for the pro trend and counter trend trades, and here with the back test, and I bring it all together for that. So let's just see what we have here. Okay, it is pretty messy. I should clean it up a bit. I think I will clean it up each time for the other videos, but I hope you guys don't mind a bit of the messiness from all the past week's back testing. Moving forward, it's going to be clean. Just like marking out the updates here. We actually had this 4-hour low. Let me zoom in on it. We first had it swept here, but then we had it broken with a body break. So let me just have a look at that. Got a sweep, a push, sweep. Even though you can see it was broken with a body break, however, the fact is how I draw up my market structure, I really look for if this last on this time frame took some liquidity from somewhere. But all it did was a slight push up and push down. So at this point, it is a break of structure, but for me, it's just an internal break. So my 4-hour low moves to this point here. So this is just a continuation of this leg, just because it didn't sweep any liquidity from here. So, when it doesn't sweep liquidity, like this high over here did from these highs, like this high over here did of all these highs, I see it as just a minor pullback, potentially a pullback on a valid pullback and break of structure on a lower time frame. But for the 4-hour, because there was no liquidity swept, this is just a continuation of this leg. So what I would do is I would move the premium discount just down further. Because my theory behind the liquidity is the market moves with liquidity. I'll bring out a full market structure video, but market is fueled by liquidity. And so if this high on the 4-hour didn't sweep any liquidity from the 4-hour market structure, then essentially it's not a valid pullback. So we're still waiting for the pullback to take out some highs either these highs, these highs, these highs. You can take them all out and then keep moving down. But before it sweeps anything, this is just a continuation of this one leg. I hope that makes sense. So pretty much what we have here though, we do have a 4-hour point of interest that could potentially, push us down lower. It's depending on how bearish we are. So we will look for, potential reactions out of there to go short. Okay, so that's pretty much on the 4-hour. We have our 4-hour low. I'm assuming this is probably a 15-minute breaker structure, so we'll have a look at that. We still got our 4-hour high. It doesn't move from what I explained. I'd almost say this is slightly still valid because this isn't fully mitigated here. So we did get a 15-minute breaker structure. This is our new 15-minute high. Okay, we potentially still have this. This kind of is still valid actually in terms of the 4-hour pullback, but we would be waiting for some sort of reaction out of this area. So we could just mark up the 4-hour because we would have had 15 bullish chalk at that point. So we want to see a reversal chalk. However, before the end of last week, we did have this area marked up here, which if you were trading Asian session, you would have been tagged into. Potentially we would try put on an order for this, maybe like above Asia session if we're going to take it now that they've tagged in. However, Asia session has almost like mitigated quite a bit. But what I'll just mark up here, it's our 4-hour low, but it's also our 15-minute low. So yeah, we'll see. This is it had the reaction and pushed down, swept some lows and pushed up. Could mean that this is already done for, so this is pretty risky. Okay, let's have a look. Let me have a look. What we normally do, if you haven't watched me before, we're at the top of the order block, we give ourselves 0.5 of a pip. So it's 3.3. So it would have gone 3.8. So we probably would have survived that sweep. Whether that's enough, we go at 3R, we go break even. So we'd be close there. We probably would break even if it went that close. But we'll see. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, we probably would have hit break even there, and then it's gone and stopped us out. So not too bad. It is what it is. We'll leave it at what it is. We're still waiting for this to break. I'm not really interested in longs otherwise. Due to the fact that we're in this 15 downtrend, we have our premium discount. We've already retraced to the discount area, so longs are just low probability. They can play out, obviously. The market can do what it wants, but we work with probabilities here. And so I'm rather trade with the trend until it breaks. And then once we break above, we know we're looking here. You can see our discount area on the 4-hour drawn up with the green area. We've got some areas that will look for rejection. But once we break above this 15-minute high, we're going to be looking for 15-minute bearish chalk to trade that out. We're not going to take risk entries from here because we'll trade with strength or weakness in this case, I guess. But let's see if we do break above. Okay, so we pushed up pretty fast. We have tagged into here. Let's see, this would be our 15 chalk level. Yes. Even though this is a really nice sweep here. That is a pretty nice sweep. Could hold the market up after a 15-minute chalk. Yeah, let me have a look. I think actually, because this is the whole leg, this leg didn't sweep anything. So, we want to break this low here, especially a nice low that swept liquidity and broke out. We've got now 15 chalk, broken the high with a body break. Okay, we've just tapped into 4-hour discount zone. So, taking longs from here could be, is a bit more high risk. But when it's really nice setup like this, with liquidity there, imbalance there, big sweep, break of structure, cause chalk, we've got a lot of liquidity above here. We've got equal highs here and equal highs up here. It's probably worth it. I think I would just take it to take out these highs if we do come here, or even to break this high here, just in case this is where we reject. But yeah, let's mark it up. Okay, 7.8, 8.3. So that's on the 45. At this stage, we'll target the high because that's the highest probability for a counter trend trade. I know it's a counter trend. We have chalked on the 15, but we're still counter 4-hour trend. Okay, we're pushing up higher. I think, like I said, we're still sort of valid. We haven't swept anything here. We didn't sweep any lows here. So this is sort of this one push up. So this is the extreme. If this one fails, then yeah, we're bearish. Otherwise, I'm happy to take it at this point. So let's target the highs. Okay, we're in. The only thing I'm worried about here, see if I can get it up here, is what we had here was a nice break, a little chock, I guess, out of this area. So, you know, potentially this could hold us down. However, due to the fact that we have held the low and we're potentially giving like a reverse bullish chock potentially going into this, I'm not going to take any trades out of this. Definitely if we had broken these lows, but for me this is like the strong low that caused chock, so it could be respected for the time being. We definitely could see rejection out of here though, so I'm going to be waiting to see that. Okay, so pretty much into nighttime. We'll see if that plays out, but realistically would have been like a 5R. We'll see if it plays out to the end, but you know, when it's a bit like iffy like this, I'm more inclined to just take my profits and then go to sleep and not have to think about it. So let me just skip through to the morning, because I'm just doing the sessions I trade, which is from about Frankfurt open until, you know, it's usually around a little bit later. Probably would have closed at around 7 p.m. my time, so somewhere around here where we came into it. Potentially, you know, if I was questioning it, could have just had it on the edge there and just locked in the 4.5R. But we'll show it just in case, you know, anyone holds trades overnight. Okay, perfect. We're on to the next morning around 7 a.m. Pretty much when I wake up, start looking at the charts. So let's have a draw. We hit target overnight. So this is sort of like a chock. Then we've got like a little bit of a bullish order flow internally. You know, we've got our break of structure. But we've now retraced quite deeply and we're tapping into further into the 4-hour. Okay, we haven't taken these highs yet, which, you know, I would like for us to sweep a bit more liquidity, because you know how I said on the 4-hour? Let me show you. Okay, so technically we could have been finished the 4-hour retracement now. You see how these highs have been taken out by this. You know, I could see these highs being swept as well, but they don't have to be. It's just they look super obvious to be swept. But you know, our 4-hour retracement could be over. But we will still trade with the 15 until we get a nice decent shock, and then we'll sort of trade with both. So in these sorts of points where we have, you know, 15-minute bullish moving into a 4-hour bearish point of interest on a 4-hour downtrend, your high probability is waiting for the 15-minute bearish chock and then trading it back down to the 4-hour low. However, you know, there are possibilities to go long in these sorts of areas. You know, we do have, this is our low on the 15, our 15-minute low. We've got this extreme here, which I do like. Had slight mitigation out of here. We do have this order block as well that does have imbalance there. However, it's sort of got like, you know, a couple wicks slanted here, which, you know, just looks like sort of resting liquidity, you know, resting stop losses that if the price is going to come down this low, it may come down and take those out. Maybe I'm wrong. We do have some imbalance here on the 5 minutes, so I think I would stick with the extreme just because it's safer. I'd rather miss the trade than take a stop loss and, you know, be right here. Potentially there are people that could split your order across here and here. I just think if we're going to come down this low, we'll probably come down, you know, to tap into this here. I could be wrong though. That's our current 15 high. So if we pushed up, pushed down, sort of just been running up. So we've got our lows were held here. This low was held. This low was held. You know, this is sort of the last area that swept any sort of liquidity. So this could also be a potential long area, which I will set up just to take the high. But if this sort of gets, if this gets taken, I would be potentially looking for shorts after that. But not unless if this gets tapped in. So it's kind of that tricky spot where longs are a little bit less high probability, but I know we've got a lot of liquidity above us. But you know, these are counter trend trades, so it is a bit high risk. So we'll see. 5.9, so we've moved that out to 6.4. Sometimes it lags, we'll just leave it wherever it lands. I'll fix it up later. And so this would be on the 25. So let's see if it's worth a trade. Yeah, 3.65. It's not like that exciting counter trend trade, but let's just trade it out anyway, see what happens. Okay, so I'm not interested in this trade anymore because what happened is we've had a pullback, we've taken out some lows here, and then we've broken the high again. Okay, so this is our new high that we've just had because we've had a pullback there on the 15. It was just a minor pullback, but we still took out some liquidity and pushed up and broke. So these areas aren't that interesting for me anymore. And you know, the deeper we push in to this 4 hour, the less likely I am to long. So I'm more looking for shorts now. As we push in this 4 hour, it sort of gets lower probability. If you work on a long and you love a good counter trend trade, this would be the place to do it. But you know, we're inside a bearish 4 hour POI in a 4 hour downtrend. It's just the probabilities are working against you. Doesn't mean it can't play, of course, but let's see. Alright, and that's what I mean. Okay, we pause there. Hopefully it doesn't reveal too much because I see a nice short I want to take. We've got the 15 shock. It has revealed too much. Damn it. You guys know I love this. If you watch the other ones, this is this flip zone. It doesn't look like much to the untrained eye. But I use this in conjunction with the 5 minute. This is the only time I ever go into the 5 minute. It's a single candle consolidation. Let me zoom in. You can see in this down, push down. I wish this candle didn't print because this is what I wanted to show you before that candle printed. Now it looks like hindsight. But anyway, you guys know I love these ones. If you look at the other ones, we've taken multiple of these. It's these single candle consolidations. See, it's got a higher low here. So for me, that's enough to be a nice consolidation. But what I do is confirm it. So I'll go on the 5 minute. I'll have a look, and it's quite a nice 5 minute order block here. We do have imbalance above, but generally on these flip zone ones, they happen so fast that you're just looking for something to sweep some liquidity and has some nice imbalance below and pushing down. Okay, so we're riding with momentum. You know, when we have a nice area like this, we don't often get the nice pullback to this deep zone. It often just gets down to this area and we go again. Quite impulsive, that I've noticed. So when I see a candle like that, you know, you could, as soon as it broke, I wanted that, but my computer was lagging and it's played out too many candles. Anyway, so we mark it up, same as always. 4.8, 5.3, so we go off to 25, 0.25. We're in a 4 hour point of our interest. Am I going to be wild? Be a huge trade. We have untapped bullish, you know, I think it's kind of tricky. We have this untapped bullish here, 6R. Generally this is the target. However, I'd be watching reactions out of here, and I would also be watching reactions out of here. You know, I really don't like when trades just bounce all the way back on me and go to break even when I was in, you know, really good profits. So I prefer to be a bit more conservative, and I lock in my 6R or lock in whatever this would be, than pushing it for those extra couple R's and it having, because like when these bounces happen, they can happen really fast. Let's just see. These aren't areas I'm taking trades out of, but I know they're demand areas where, you know, especially because we haven't filled this imbalance, we could easily push up here New York session comes up, sweeps these highs, fills this imbalance, and pushes us down again. And instead of me being able to capitalize on getting another trade, I've then watched this go for profit to, break even to miss this next trade. So, but yeah, that's pretty awesome to see. That is some bearish price action. And exactly like I said, we're just going, zone to zone, I guess they could say. This is a nice 4-hour bearish point of interest in a 4-hour downtrend. We had our 15-minute retracement where we did actually get a nice long out of it. But we know once we start diving deeper into this point of interest, longs become much, much less probable. And that's why I was hesitant once we had fully mitigated this area. I thought, if supply is going to come in now and push it down, it's going to be now. Otherwise we're really going to start smashing up. So, and what happened was absolute annihilation. So what are we on here? 345. I suspect there's probably, when the price is trending so hard down, it's quite hard to get a high probability trade in with this strategy, because we rely on pullbacks roughly. This is probably the single candle chalk trade, flip zone chalk trade. It's probably the most sort of impulsive friendly trade, I guess. Once you're in it, you can really run. What was that, 15R, and from tagged in at 12:30, 15R at 4, crazy. If you're trading 1% on a 100k account, it's 15,000 in like 3 hours. Sorry, math is bad. Okay, anyway, we didn't have another chance. What I do is I pause the recording so I can just skip through. Oh, it's actually moving quite fast now. Sometimes it just goes so slow. That's why I'm pausing and restarting once we get through it, just to save time on the video, so you're not sitting there watching bars tick over, because I'm sure if you are a dedicated trader enough, you are doing that enough already. Okay, so it's 7:30. Like I said, pretty much when I get my morning coffee ready and get in front of the charts to mark up for the day. Exciting time of the day. New opportunities await. And yeah, so, normally I'd go out to the daily, but let's just jump to the 4-hour at this point. I do the daily markups mostly for the Discord and the Telegram group and everything like that, just in case there's new people in there, haven't seen the daily markups, but they don't change so often. Okay, let's finish off the week. Yeah, I went to sleep last night, so I'm going to finish off the rest of the back testing now. I was a bit ambitious for a late Friday night full back test session. So we're out on the 4-hour. Pretty much what we have here I'm interested in is on the 4-hour, we have not got a body break of structure. So we've just got the, well, we didn't have it here. Let me have a look. So what we'd say is a little liquidity grab, or, a fake run of the lows or something like that. We've now had our break of structure here. However, it originates from this point. So the highest point between the break of structure and the last break of structure is this up here. So we move out 4-hour high. So this is the entire leg here. I don't class wick breaks as a body break. All this is a failed run of the lows, which means my low just moves to here and I need to break it from there. However, the last break of structure was all the way back here. And so this was the highest point between these two breaks of structure. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Essentially, you could draw it in the end like this, once it happens. So that is the low that eventually did get broken. It would just swung the low to start with. So I wait till the next body breaks this wick low, because otherwise, if I just take it as a wick break, then this could easily just be a sweep of the lows, or we could get the low to hold and we push up, like it temporarily did until, we did finally come down and break it. So I'm going to leave it over here though. That's pretty much what I'll do is now I'll mark out my 4-hour points of interest. So quite a nice one there, pretty nice one here as well. We don't have like a confirmed low yet on the 4-hour. This could keep going down, but I guess we're just drawing what we have for now. And yeah, so this sort of looks, yeah, we'll see what happens there. All we're doing is waiting for 15-minute rejections out of these areas. What I'm going to have a look at the 15 minutes, see what the structure looks like. and then we can go from there. Pretty much just how I start my new days in live trading as well. I do look at the daily more just for giving an idea to people that are new, or in the Discord and in the Telegram, so they can see a daily perspective. But I can tell where we are on the daily generally, and like until actually something significant changes for me on the daily, I'm not that worried about it, to be honest. So what we delete that, now we had this, which is the 15-minute low as well. So we did have a 15-minute breaker structure there. Okay, with a body, because we had the body break there. So let's have a look. So pretty much, this is our 15-minute. Okay, so okay, when I was on the 4-hour, it hadn't, some stuff hadn't played out yet. So this actually hasn't played out. So I guess we're probably going down from somewhere. So, you know, that ruins the surprise a little bit. The only place I would really look for shorts here, I'm not really interested in that right now. This isn't that great, except, you know, we had a pullback and then we did have a sweep there. This didn't really sweep anything for me. And then the other one would be, you know, this right at the top, which I think we've already got marked out. So I can pull it out. However, yeah, I'm not looking for anything. So let's play this out. We know already that the 4 does break the low, so there must be a pretty big dump that comes. I wonder if it does. Oh no, there it goes. Okay, no, so that's good to know. So that's what happened. We saw on the 4-hour, we knew that was going to happen. We didn't have an opportunity to trade there. It looks like rejected from this sort of consolidation here, but you know, it's got a lower low, so it's just more of like a move down. It's not something I'd look at on the 15 to trade, so it's fine by me, not a miss. But this, as this is a 4-hour breaker structure, we also had a 15-minute breaker structure there. So this is our 15 high. I class this one, even though it's a minor pullback, because we did have this consolidation here and we've swept liquidity and pushed up. So we're going to have a look at this now. We have a 15 high there. We haven't, I guess we've sort of got a confirmed 15 low at this point, but it can keep moving down. And we know that was a 4-hour breaker structure. So this is our actual, I think this we can use as our 4-hour premium discount. I think we can move it down now where it was before. And for now, this is the 15 at this point. We do have a 4-hour point of interest here and like a reasonably okay 15-minute point of interest. However, let's have a look. I think this is, yeah, literally kind of this whole area is in balance above. So when it's so much in balance, I'm not really, not really that interested in it. So I think we're going to just wait to see what happens out of this area. We'll see, you know, it could hold, but it's just lower probability with such an imbalance there. I'd rather wait for some rejection, some chalk out of this area, even the sweep and then the chalk or whatever might happen. So yeah, let's see if New York gives us anything. We've got just keep pushing down here. Not really interested in taking any trades from here. Not really high probability. We had like a little bit of a push up there, but nothing that screams like high probability trades. We'd rather wait till we actually get a nice push up and then we look for the rejection out of there. We're sitting just above daily area here, so I'm not really that excited about taking longs. Now we could, potentially could be a little minor chalk in here, and then this is like your order block. But yeah, let me just check the 4-hour again. Miss this daily point of interest. Guess we're inside this sort of 4-hour area. Another kind of 4-hour area here. Now longs could be valid, but I'm going to just stick with, yeah, pro trend 15-minute. We'll see. Potentially this might be a miss and it plays out, but you know, I'd rather wait for these daily areas. Let's see. Okay, there we go. That's why a lot of the times pro trend is it's just high probability, especially when we're right around to open. You know, New York loves to sweep liquidity from areas, so you do run the risk, especially counter trend trades. So we've now got a new 15-minute low there. We've got a chock inside here. It looks a bit more powerful, however, we've already retraced to the discount zone, tapped into our 4 hours. So I'd much rather focus on looking for shorts because they're much higher probability pro trend. Pro 15-minute and pro 4 hour. So let's see what we get here. Okay, we've tapped in. Nothing yet. Okay, yeah, we're really late. I guess I could say, let me have a look here. We just had a wick break there. So at this point, the chock line is down here because it's the last area that broke with a body break. This is just breaking with wicks, so it's sort of a weak chock area because this isn't a very strong low to break. However, this is much stronger low because it broke, you know, we pushed down and broke with body breaks and pushed up. So especially when we're getting into that late at night, I'm not going to risk entry on something that's at 10 p.m. at night. So I'd rather wait till the morning. So but I'll leave that my chock line there at this point. And then I'll play through the the Asia session and then get to us to 7 a.m. so we can start from our session again. Okay, we're back. We're pretty much right on 7:15. So we've broken through the high. We've got imbalance here. However, we haven't chocked up yet. We've just got wicks here. So this is the new level that we need to break through to get this major chock on the 15. And if this was going to be confirmed sweep, this is the low that we would need to break now. Because we had this internal high here. Show you that. This internal high here was broken with a body break. So this is the strong low now. Unless this breaks the high and then we get a chock up and then we keep going higher, we'll have a look at reassess and look at longs, or you know, depends on how deep we get into. We're already in the 4 hour discount zone, so we might be better off just waiting to look for weakness again, because longs, you know, the further we go up, the less probable they go. We saw from, I think, yesterday or the day before. So let's play this out, see what London session gives us. Okay, another sweep. So what we need to do is move. This is the high to break for a confirmed bullish chock. We've just swept it with liquidity. We swept it again. We've got our chock down here. So let's see what happens. Okay. We'll just pause for a second there. We've got our chock. Yeah, it's all happened a bit quick. It's definitely something I would take again. You know, this single consolidation candle. You can see, I'll zoom in a bit. You can see that it had a high low in this candle, so there was actually a push up, which, you know, then it's like sort of a nice consolidation for me. We chocked there, but there was no 5-minute imbalance on this area, so I'm actually not interested in taking it. So that's why you want to have some balance in the push down for price to come back and fill, tag, and then keep going. So that's why I do check the 5 minutes as well, because sometimes it can be there. So we'll delete this. We've got a chock though, so this is our, you know, guess you include that up point, be like push up. We've got this big imbalance here, so you know, hopefully it doesn't, you know, hopefully it's able to push up pretty deep into here. Depends. Euro's been moving a little bit funny sometime. We're still inside this 4 hour, but we have got our chock down. So let's give us a 15-minute here. I'll set it up. The only thing that does make this slightly less probable is that we've still got this imbalance above. Even though we filled some of it, you can see there's still a balance above there. But I'm more happy to, you know, with the pro trend, would, you know, potentially risk it. Otherwise, what you can do is if we get another breaker structure, we can just try enter on like the order flow confirmation. So if you don't want to risk this one, in the push up. Alright, okay, no. So this is what I mean here. Oh, hopefully it stops. Is we have now a breaker structure here. So that's what I mean by order flow confirmation. We had the rejection, the chock, the pullback, we swept some highs because we had this consolidation here, and then a new break of structure. So now we've got bearish order flow confirmed. And we have a look, we have this up here, but then we had a wick up here, then we had another push down, then we pushed up, we swept some liquidity here. So for me, this is the unmitigated order block, because this was like the last push up before the push down. Technically we wouldn't have to enclose the wicks, but you could probably see it better on the 5 minutes with people that just get confused a little bit with order blocks. So we have this little 5 minute consolidation here, but above we still have wicks here and imbalance a little bit there. So I would rather cover all of it instead of just taking off this one candle here, even though this could be what holds the market down. We just never know how much liquidity it might hunt for, so you're better off just covering the whole area. So let's line it up here, 7.7. So we're on the 45. So it has to come pretty deep. Let me have a look, actually. Let me see where the 15-minute low is. Okay, so essentially, this could be our final target. There's no reason not for it. The only thing I would be probably cautious about is, this untapped demand again. Obviously, I'm not taking trades out of it, but it's like some way to be aware of that. We could get, another push to go deeper into the 4 hour. So sometimes it's better to be slightly conservative and, get your take profit. Then it rejects here and end up break even or getting much less than you would have normally, because it has happened to me. So otherwise, yeah, we've swept the high that led to the low, so pretty weakness in the 4 hour discount zone. Didn't break the 15-minute high with a body break, so realistically you could target the low, but we'll be conservative and target this demand. Looks like we're not going to get filled anyway. Oh wow. Let me have a look at that, see how close we were. That is frustrating. Let me look on the 5. If we rejected from that 5 minute, then I'll be a little bit sad, because that would have been such a sniper entry. Oh wow. We did. I just like to look at this and just for some data, because I'm even looking back, I'm going to look at the 2 minutes as well once I go back over this as well to see where that could have targeted. But 2.3, we're at 2.8, because this was the last consolidation. Maybe I should have been a bit wary with my entry because of that, and at least covered that low and entered less deep, but still just covered the highs, because that's like huge. That would be 14R. Oh well, classes as a miss, unfortunately. Let's just see. There's not really anything else I'm interested in. We've got this area here. If we come back to it, we've got a sort of consolidation here, but like it has again, it's got a lower low. It does have a high, so there was a bit of a pushback there, but balance above, not high probability for me. Just remember, we're not taking trades out this low, because this chock has already played out. We've already pushed into the discount zone. Okay, we pushed up. Oh, it looks like, yep, okay. Well, I didn't even mark out this one. Let's see if it tags in. It doesn't look like it. What do we have here? We've just missed that. Maybe, what if we included the last up section? Nah. What's happened here? We have had this other confirmation, bearish, pushed down, we missed that. We've swept this high, we're in the discount zone of this leg down. We're just sort of following order flow here. Push up. Yeah, it would be pretty aggressive after the sweep to try and enter off here. As you can see, we had a push down, a push up, a push down, a fail run of the highs, and then we've broken these lows with a body break. So it's essentially like a little weakness within weakness kind of chalk. It's a little bit more an advanced technique. You just sort of just like when it doesn't come into your area or it just misses your area, you know, if you get this opportunity to look for weakness, you know, sort of a confirmation trade, it probably looks a lot better on the 5 minute. Yeah, you can see here, pushed down, pushed up, we broke this area with a body break. So this is our chalk line. We then swept the chalk line, but then failed the highs and then ended up breaking the chalk line here on the 5 minutes. So, you know, this is on the 15 a nice area. But yeah, if you don't want to go on the 5 minute, you don't have to take these ones. These are just a bit more aggressive trading. I want to know what's possible. Especially, it's the setup is on the 15 minutes, but you have to have a bit of a, you know, eye for the market to be able to see sort of what's occurred. And that's why I jumped on the 5 minutes to show you, you know, what I'm seeing there. Now, I think this is a reaction. Maybe it's reacted a bit early, but that's the sort of reaction I was looking for from here. Let's just see if this hold down area. Yeah, I think you could just target the lows at this point if we're rejecting like that. Let's see if we get in. Okay, it's a bit late anyway. I wouldn't be taking any trades. Okay, we're pushing down. All right, what I'll do is I'll pause it quickly and I'm going to skip through. Okay, so I've tallied it all up. A couple annoying little near misses there, but it's just how it plays out sometimes. Not so much you can do about it. Obviously, you could, you know, enter on the edge or change the entry technique, but you'd have to look over time how that changes things. Obviously, the 25 here would have entered, the 25 here would have entered. But yeah. That's all right. So the totals ended up 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 misses, and 1 break even. Not bad in the end. Total 23R, 21 with M2 entry, potentially 29. I'd have to have a think about because there's a clear 2 minute POI was there. However, you know, if we had a less deep entry than the normal setup, I probably would have just taken the normal setup. So that's what I'm sort of deciding at the moment, just building data on, but. Still pretty good week for almost the last trading week of August. I think there'll be a couple extra days, but I think I might end that series on this one for pretty much covering the whole month. Yeah, well, you know, if you enjoyed this series, I'm going to do one on Australian USD and GBP USD, and yeah, cover all that with backtesting because I really like these pairs as well. They move really well with the order block strategy. If you want to, you know, if you like the content I'm showing, like, subscribe, share this with your friends, join my Telegram channel, follow along with everything. I post my markups in there to help you guys learn, and I'm going to be creating some more learning videos for specific topics such as market structure, OB identification, and targets and so what. So thanks again for watching, and see you guys in the next one.